Hello, Leonard Parker here with Financier SEO. I hope wherever you are as you watch this that you're staying warm as we continue to go through harsh winter. So in this week, I'm going to talk about the second part of our three-part series on 12 steps for marketing your financial services firm in a digital world. In the first video last week, I really talked about laying the foundation for your marketing strategy. So, really understanding the goals and objectives of your marketing campaign, really understanding your target audience and where you can find them online. And at the end of the video, I talked a bit about search engine optimization, or SEO for short, as a good long term strategy for generating traffic and qualified leads to your firm's website and to your sales funnel. This week, in the second part, I'm going to really go into detail on different ways you can generate high quality traffic, qualified traffic to your website, and traffic that can later become qualified leads. So without further ado, I'll jump into the first part, content marketing. So content marketing, in a nutshell, is generating content that showcases your expertise in your given niche within financial services. So the content marketing comes in various forms. The most popular is probably blogging. Wherever form or type of content you choose to produce, you want to make sure that it's tailored to your target audience. So, for example, if you specialize in managing investments for lawyers and other professionals in the legal field, you want to make sure to highlight this in your content, whether it's explicitly saying XYZ law firm, or if you're producing case studies, making sure that you are highlighting work that you've done with lawyers in your content. So really, you want to make sure to tailor it to your target audience. And this thing about target audience is going to be a common theme in this video, so I'll definitely be bringing it up later too. You want to try out different forms of content for your content marketing strategy. So as I said before, content, it can come in various forms. The most popular is probably blogging, but videos are also popular. You can produce infographics, podcast, webinars, ebooks, white papers, case studies. The list goes on and on. But nevertheless, you want to make sure that you are testing out different types of content to see which one works best for your marketing campaign. And another tip here, when you're using different forms of content, you can repurpose your content. So let's say you create a infographic on some strategy or some process or some methodology. You can repurpose that infographic into a blog article or a series of blog articles on your website. You can have a webinar that's tailored around the central theme of that infographic. And then from that webinar, you can repurpose that into a presentation for SlideShare and even extract the audio from that webinar and turn it into a podcast. So you don't have to create content recreate content for the different types of content that you're creating. You can repurpose content throughout the process. You want to pick content and even content topics that align with your strengths and your firm's culture. So let's say you're not the best writer, but you're really great on video. Then you definitely want to leverage video for content. So it could be something as simple as having a weekly top tips for young people as they begin investing, and just having a weekly series, and over time that series will gain popularity and you'll have more and more followers. If your firm discourages the use of video, maybe case studies or white papers would be the way to go. Nevertheless, you want to figure out which type of content fits your strengths the best, and then go all in. And you want to produce content regularly. I always recommend producing content weekly, but if your budget or your time resources only allow once a month, then make sure that it's once a month consistently. And lastly, for content marketing, an effective content marketing strategy isn't complete without a strategy for publicizing your content. So the best way is to start with social media. So if your firm has social media pages, such as a Facebook page, a LinkedIn company page, a YouTube channel, and so forth, which it should, you definitely want to make sure you put up your content there. That way, more people can see it, and it'll bring more traffic to your website. You also, and you should definitely have one of these, you want to send out any new content to your current clients and to your email list. This is a great way to further strengthen the relationship that you have with your clients. You're always providing insight and new ways to help them as they navigate through their financial journey. So definitely want to think about how you're going to publicize that content. And lastly, with content marketing, I highly recommend it, regardless of which niche you focus on. Uh, Content marketing is a great way to build more traffic to your website. As you put more content out there, it produces more ways for people to find you, for potential clients to find you. And it's only going to do you good in the long term. You might not see results right away, but over time, as you build as more and more assets online, you'll definitely see the fruit of your labor. So that's the first part, content marketing. The second part, social media marketing. And really, as I said, the common theme here, you want to go where your target audience congregates. So if you're going after the 20 to 30 demographic, young professionals who are just starting off and maybe their first serious job and really starting out in their career, you might want to go after Facebook and LinkedIn. If you're targeting high net worth individuals and senior executives, senior professionals, LinkedIn might be the better bet. If you focus on a specific niche, such as single mothers or first time parents, Pinterest might be a good option to go after. Regardless of where you decide to focus your social media marketing efforts, you want to make sure that you build a high value community. So for let's take LinkedIn for example, you might consider creating a LinkedIn group, and that's an avenue where you can share content that your firm is producing, and then allow other people to share content and other uh, information that might be valuable to the community. Social media marketing, when it's done right, it's a great way to create and nurture genuine relationships and communications with your followers. And if you do it the right way, some of those followers are going to become potential clients. So definitely social media is something you should not avoid, and it can produce great returns if done correctly and strategically. So that's the second part, social media marketing. The third part, paid advertising. And paid advertising comes in various forms. Google AdWords is probably the most popular, but you can also put up paid ads on Bing, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can pay for ad space on different websites that might align with interests that you find prevalent in your target demographic. And even Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram, they offer their own uh, versions of paid ads. So definitely kind of similar to social media marketing, you want to go where your target audience can be found and leverage that platform and learn that platform and how to best use their advertising channel. Um, just some general tips for paid advertising. You want to target as much as possible. So, for example, let's say that your firm you specialize in working with medical professionals. Well, that's a very broad term. Medical professionals can include dentists, they can include surgeons, and so forth. So, and let's say you decide to go after paid advertising. Well, you should have a campaign just for dentists. It speaks directly to dentists. If you're using imagery or videos, they're actually Dennis in those images, and that way, potential client sees your ad, they're going to feel, oh, they're talking to me. Let me click to find out more information. Similar to targeting, you want to use dedicated landing pages. So these would be part of your website, but instead of having a top navigation menu or your social media icons and different links where people can click off, your landing page has one goal: to convert that potential client and to move them further down your sales funnel. And the goal of most landing pages is either to get the email address from that visitor or to get them to call you. And really, the person, they have limited options. They can give you their email or their phone number or whatever information that you're asking for, or they can exit the landing page. And that's the point. You want to keep it as simple as possible. And again, you want to target it as much as possible. So going back to my dentist example, if you are targeting dentists with your paid campaign, you want to make sure that you speak to that on your landing page and you're using appropriate creative. So if you're going to use video, you have a video with dentists. If it's a video of yourself, you definitely want to mention that you work with dentists specifically and really write to your audience. Other than landing pages and specific targeting, you want to make sure that you appropriate enough budget so that you can properly test and come to some conclusions about your paid campaigns. So in that budget, it varies highly on who you're going after, um, which platforms you're deciding to advertise on. But you want to make sure that you have enough data so that you can make strategic decisions and figure out what's working and what's not working and optimize your paid campaign appropriately. Last but not least, you want to test and optimize. So, kind of related to allocating enough budget, you want to make sure that you're testing different variables. So, some things you might want to test include the images that you're using in your ads. You might also want to test the ad text or the headline to see which one is the best at converting people and becoming potential clients, getting their email address or whatever your goal is. And this is a continuous process. You might hear of the term A/B testing. And really, in a nutshell, all that is, you're testing two variables. And at the end of the test period, you're going to have a winner. And then you repeat the process over. You find something else to test, and then you keep testing until, well, you might not never have the perfect ad, but it'll be as close as perfect and as effective as possible in helping you achieve the goal that you want with your paid campaign. And that brings me to the end of the video. This is the second part of the video. I really talked about traffic generation methods to get more potential clients and leads into your sales funnel. In the third video next week, and it's the last part of the series, I'm really going to go into detail on once you get these people into your funnel, how you can convert them into leads and then eventually into new clients. And then I'm going to have a bonus tip that you definitely want to check out. So thank you for watching the video. Have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.